Hi there folks, and welcome back to another episode of Airgun Reporter. My name is Paul Capello, and on today's episode, we're talking about pellets. More specifically, we're talking about Haendler&Natermann pellets, H&N. You may have known them by other brands, but they're back and better than ever. In case you didn't know, H&N has been making pellets for a very, very long time, and they take pellet making very seriously. They employ fine German engineering, of course, and they also employ air gunners to help test out their products. They don't just press these things out, put them in a tin, and then put them on the racks. They take pellets very seriously as you should when you're going out and choosing pellets for hunting, for matches, whatever. Firstly, we're going to take a look at the packaging. Why the packaging? Very important. They've developed a style of packaging that tells you at a glance exactly what these pellets are good for, and also some other specs. Let's take a closer look.
These spiffy new pellet tin graphics show you the following information and tech specs: pellet count, grain weight, a precision indicator, suggested use such as target shooting, plinking, small game hunting and pest control. It also has a distance indicator, the caliber, and finally the average energy in joules.
First, on the left here, Barracuda Hunters 177 caliber Barracuda hollow points. Over here, these may be familiar to you. These are called Barracuda Power. This is a copper-coated 177 caliber pellet. Next to it, Barracuda Match. Very, very nice. Again, 177 calibers. Over here, we've got your hollow points, H&N hollow points. These are 22 caliber. Over here, field target trophies. These are going to be very familiar to a lot of folks out there. Next to that, Spitzkugel. There's that word again, Kugel. That word Kugel will haunt me forever. Okay, these are a pointed 22 caliber hunting pellet. You see there has a little crow there. And it also has the little plinking symbol. Very cool. All right, next, something I'm very interested in testing out. Rabbit Magnum 2. This is a 177 caliber small game hunting pellet. And finally, field target trophies. We've already done this, but it's a different caliber. All right, I have my grain scale set up and I'm ready to weigh some pellets. By no means is this scientific. If you want a scientist, put on the Discovery Channel or something else. I ain't no scientist. I just shoot air guns for a living. Okay, I really want to check out these Rabbit Magnum 2s. Now, these are a 15.74 grain, 15 3/4 grains. So we're going to take these pellets at random and weigh them. Now, these aren't match pellets, but they should be very, very close in the weight. So we're going to grab them at random, put them on our scale, and see what we get. Now, like I said, my grain scale is not scientific. It's accurate to within a few tenths of a grain. So don't hold me to any of these measurements until I get a better one. And we can do NASA grade weighing of pellets. But for now, we'll use my little cheap $85 one. 15.6 grains, not bad. 15.7 grains. 15.7, very nice. 15.7. 15.7, did you see what I mean, folks? This stuff is great. All right, folks, let me tell you some details about the manufacturing process for H&N Pellets. Do you know that they've developed a way to miniaturize people and shrink them down? And what they do is they put these people inside each and every pellet that they make with little brushes, and they scrub the insides and they polish it, and every single one. That's not the truth. The truth is H&N has designed their own machines. They don't outsource anything. Each batch of 50,000 pellets goes through a very strict quality control process. They look at these under a microscope, and they've even developed different kinds of lead at a molecular level to ensure that every pellet inside the tin is the best it can possibly be. Take a good close look at these pellets. They're uniform, they're beautifully made, they're clean. These are fantastic pellets, and a lot of them will be familiar to you. And from what I understand, inside information here, folks, they have machines that check the dimensions of each pellet itself. All right, that's enough talking about these pellets. Let's go ahead and shoot them. I know many of you out there have come to know that these pellets have superb accuracy, but for those who don't, we're gonna shoot some targets. I'm gonna get a Springer and a pre-charged pneumatic rifle, and we're gonna check for accuracy. All right, the results of our first target test with the 22 caliber Barracuda match pellets shot from a popular 22 caliber pre-charged pneumatic repeating air gun. It's only at 15 meters, but we've got some fantastic results. Check out that group, absolutely fantastic. That's just really cool. Look at that, that's 5 shots, 15 meters, 22 caliber pre-charged pneumatic air rifle. Very cool. I always like these Barracuda matches. All right, folks, I'm using a popular European Springer here. This is an underlever, and I'm using the H&N Field Target Trophies. My distance is about 15 meters, a little bit closer than what I usually do. I like these Field Target Trophies, let me tell you. Not bad, looks like the same hole. Now these Field Target Trophies obviously are probably very good for field target competitions, but if you look on the can, you'll see also it's good for pests and small game. And there we go, not a bad group. All right, and here's the results from our Field Target Trophy 177 caliber pellets shot from a popular spring-powered European underlever. Another excellent group there, if I say so myself. Look at the size of that group. Just a wonderful, wonderful pellet. Great for shooting small pests, great for field target, and for hunting as well. Like any really decent spring-powered air gun, you're just along for the ride. The air gun and the pellet are gonna do the job, and that's not true. It takes a lot of concentration, a lot of practice. Shoot a lot of pellets. Shoot a lot of H&N pellets, or any other pellet for that matter. And practice, practice, practice. Fantastic results. All right, now that we got the target testing out of the way, we're gonna do something really cool. We've got some glycerin bars clamped to the table downrange, and we're gonna do some ballistic penetration testing. Take a couple different types of H&N pellets and see how they perform. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, folks, we have our glycerin bar set up downrange about 15 meters away. The first pellet I'm going to be using for the penetration test is the Barracuda match. These are 21.14 grains. And I'll be using a pre-charged pneumatic rifle filled to 200 bar. That's roughly 2,900 PSI. And this is a bolt action, very accurate. Let's see what kind of penetration we get. After this, we'll move on to a pointed Spitzkugel 22 caliber pellet and see if there's a difference in penetration. Let's go for it. All right, folks, well, it looks like we're gonna need a bigger bar of soap. Our 22 caliber Barracuda pellet penetrated from end to end. Look at that wound channel, just fantastic. This is a great hunting pellet. Okay, I've done something a little different here. I've put 2 bars of soap end to end to see if we can capture that Barracuda pellet. The last one went right through a single bar of soap. Now let's see how we do on this one. Well, it looks like 2 bars of soap did the trick and captured our Barracuda pellet. It penetrated almost 2 bars of soap, 1 3/4 bars of soap. Incredible. All right, now I'm going to try